American Fugitive by Shingo Zhang. Chapter 19 JiangAn Detention Center. The black metal gate closed automatically after the van entered the courtyard at JiangAn Detention Center. The vehicle stopped in front of a 4-story building. The 2 policemen pulled Ren-Yee out. The fat man removed Ren-Yee's handcuffs, and 2 guards came out of the building. They held Ren-Yee's arms and got him inside. They put Ren-Yee into a cell. There were 4 bunk beds in the cell. The 2 guards put Ren-Yee on a bed next to the door. Ren-Yee whispered in a hoarse voice. "I want to make a call." One guard asked. "Whom do you want to call?" "My wife." "No," Ren-Yee said. "Give me water." The 2 guards ignored his request. They got out of the cell and locked the door. 20 minutes later, a young guard came to Ren-Yee's cell. The guard opened the cell door and said, "Come with me." But Ren-Yee couldn't get out of bed at all. The guard locked the door and left. After a while, the young guard returned with a cell phone and held it next to Ren-Yee's ear. He said, "Go ahead." Song Huimin's voice came from the cell phone. "I am Song Huimin. How are you?" Ren-Yee said. "It hurts everywhere. Old Lu gave the order to move you to JiangAn Branch Bureau. A doctor will come and examine you. I want my cell phone." Song Huimin hesitated, then said, "Let me talk to them." "Okay. Goodbye." "Goodbye." Ren-Yee's voice was weak. Half an hour later, a male doctor walked into the cell and gave Ren-Yee a quick examination. In the end, the doctor left without saying a word. Ren-Yee had a fever and was in pain. He prayed to God for relief. Song Huimin had concerns about notifying Luo Yanfang about Ren-Yee's arrest. She was worried that Yanfang would use connections to help Ren-Yee in ways she didn't know about, or like getting the U.S. consulate involved. In the late afternoon, feeling that it could no longer be delayed, Song notified Xing Weining by phone and asked her to inform Yanfang. Song did not tell Yanfang directly, because she was afraid that Yanfang might quarrel with her. In the afternoon, Luo Yanfang sat in her office. Her cell phone rang. Xing Weining said, "I will tell you some bad news." "What is it?" "Ho Ren-Yee was arrested." Luo Yanfang exclaimed. "Really?" Xing Weining said. "Yes. Huimin told me." "Where is he?" JiangAn Branch Detention Center. Yanfang had told Ho Ren-Yee to go far, far away 2 days prior. Her words still lingered in her mind. After the conversation with Xing Weining, however, that scene disappeared. Yanfang quickly left her office and drove to the detention center. She knew that she was not an immediate family member, so it was impossible for her to see Ren-Yee. Entering the reception room of the detention center, Yanfang immediately took out her cell phone and called the captain of the criminal investigation team of JiangAn Branch Bureau. "Captain Han. I am Luo Yanfang." Captain Han said. "Minister Luo, hello, hello." Yanfang was the deputy minister of the organization department of the Wuhan Cultural Affairs Bureau. Consequently, many people called her Minister Luo. It was a job which could mean a lot of work or very little work. Yanfang often enjoyed less responsibility and less work. Yanfang said, "There is something I need to talk to you." "What's up?" "I can't really explain it over the phone. I'm in the reception room at the detention center. Can you come over?" Captain Han said. "Oh, you are here? I will come down immediately." After a short while, Captain Han walked into the reception room. He was in his 40s, and had a close relationship with Luo Yanfang and Xiao Zichang. Captain Han said in Wuhan dialect, "Minister Luo, I haven't seen you for a while." Yanfang said, "We haven't seen each other for 2 months?" Captain Han said, "Yes, it's been 2 months. Did you very much want to see me?" Yanfang said with a wink. "Of course. As soon as you showed up, this room became brighter," Captain Han said with open arms. Yanfang smiled. "I need a favor from you." "What is it?" "Tell me. There is a person detained here called Ho Ren-Yee. Are you aware of this?" "I just heard. I want to meet him." Captain Han said. "That That is probably not possible. You are the captain of the criminal investigation team. Why not? That is. How about I talk to him over the phone? Captain Han said. I will have to get permission first. I can't meet him. I can't talk to him. What danger is he in after torturing? Minister Luo, don't be angry, don't be angry. Yanfang said. It's just a waste of time talking to you. Ah, slow down, slow down. Captain Han held Yanfang's hand as she was turning away. He said, This is a case that Director Peng of the State Archive Bureau is focused on. I dare not intervene. However, I can provide a little help. I can help you pass him a word or two. Yanfang turned back towards Captain Han and stared at him. Okay. Please pass a note to him. She took out a small notebook and a pen from her handbag, tore off a page and wrote a few words on it. He looked at the message on the paper and said, Okay, I will give him the note. You have to guarantee delivery. I promise. Get a doctor and check what the injuries are, insisted Yanfang. Okay. Can you give me a guarantee? I promise. That's good. I need to leave, Captain Han said. I won't walk you out then. Yanfang waved her hand and left. With the note in his pocket, Captain Han got inside the detention center and found a guard on duty. The guard accompanied Han to Ren-Yee's cell. Han walked in and handed the note to Ren-Yee. Han said, A note from Luo Yanfang. Ren-Yee took the note in bed. The note said, Ren-Yee, take care of yourself. Luo Yanfang. Ren-Yee asked. Was she here? Han nodded. He turned around and left. Ren-Yee said in a low voice, My good sister. Inside, he asked himself, what is the purpose of going through so much suffering? Chen Deming must have been arrested. How long can Lin Jianhan and Lin Jianyou stay in hiding? Can I still get that audio cassette? Ren-Yee had a terrible headache, so he stopped thinking on those questions. A while later, a middle-aged guard entered Ren-Yee's cell. He had a cup of water and 2 pills in his hands. He walked to Ren-Yee's bed and said, Fever medication given by the doctor. The man gave Ren-Yee the cup and pills. Ren-Yee opened his mouth and took the medication. Without saying anything else, the man left. Song Huimin stood in her office to pack things before leaving for home. Her cell phone rang. Luo Yanfang was on the other end. Huimin, how are you? What's up? Have you contacted Ho Ren-Yee's wife? I haven't. There is no hurry. He is locked up, and there is no hurry? Song Huimin said. Old Lu has given instructions to JiangAn Branch Bureau. He is very safe now. His wife should know. Relax. I will contact my cousin-in-law. Luo Yanfang hesitated. Okay then. At night, in Lu Wenhui's living room, Lu sat on a sofa. Song Huimin stood next to him with a cup in her hand. Song Huimin said, Shall I notify Jin Yong-Shee? He said, Wait for 2 days first. Why? If Jin Yong-Shee pulls the consulate into the case, and asks a lawyer to file a lawsuit, we will be in a bad position. Notifying her, isn't that common sense? Today is only the 2nd day. There is no hurry. Ho Ren-Yee lay in his bed. The pain he was in prevented him from falling into sleep. He could not turn his body, because that would hurt more. He wanted to make a phone call to his wife. But his cell phone had been taken away. He didn't have the strength to walk to the door and call a guard. He was tired, and closed his eyes. Luo Yanfang found the doctor who examined Ren-Yee and spoke with him. Armed with the information from the doctor, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Yanfang went to the JiangAn Branch Bureau. She found Captain Han and asked him to supply Ho Ren-Yee with povidone iodine, cotton swabs and gauze pads. Han agreed. An hour later, a guard went to Ren-Yee's cell with a paper bag. Ren-Yee lay in bed. As the guard approached, Ren-Yee opened his eyes. The guard said, This is for you. Clean your wounds twice a day. He put the bag on Ren-Yee's bed and left. Ren-Yee closed his eyes and continued resting. In the afternoon, Captain Han sent a male nurse, who washed and dressed all of Ren-Yee's cuts and scrapes. At night, in a cell, 8 prisoners lay on 4 bunk beds. Chen Deming lay in a bed. His wounds had also been treated. He also had scrapes and bruises all over his body. The next morning, Ren-Yee was still in lots of pain. But his fever had subsided quite a bit. A little bit of energy had returned. He struggled to sit up. After a short rest, he saw the bag at the head of the bed. He picked it up and looked inside. Grateful for Yan Fang's help, he got out of bed and walked a few steps, but he had to return to the bed and sit down. He didn't have the energy to clean his wounds by himself. Among Ho Ren-Yee, Qin Deming, and Gao Xingquan, no one disclosed any information about Lin Jianhan and Lin Jianyou's hiding place. The thread that Zhang Yuzhen discovered was dead,